From the great state of Texas, you are now listening to Skip the Noise Podcast, a Rounded Edge Media for production. Thank you so much for joining us, and by us, of course, as always, I'm referring to Rick, a.k.a. the Brown Python, Ben, a.k.a. Mexican Nostradamus, and myself, Benjamin, here for another fantastic episode. Shout out to Mike Tacklebox for the music, and once again, shout out to Mike Tacklebox for the music, because in episode 29, I forgot to shout out Mike Tacklebox for the music. So there you go, 3 times. I'm trying to make up for it. I did. I listened to it back. I actually went through the editing process and everything and didn't notice it. And when it actually was published, I went back again just for the enjoyment of it. And I was like, oh, fuck, I missed it. So, sorry to Mike Tacklebox for that one. But, 28 and then 2 of them for this one. I think we're all squared away. I'll do something extra special. Try to make up for it. But
Mike Tacklebox is ready for a special treat.
He's ready. It's none of y'all's business what the details of that scenario. But you know what, guys?
Whatever it takes, man.
Whatever it takes to keep the thing going, because we are blessed with the music to keep the vibes going in this podcast that we do every week. And it was a slow news week, right? There's almost nothing to talk about. So I feel like
this is gonna be like a 5-minute episode.
We've really had to dig through the bottom of the barrel to find some stuff. No, that's not true at all. This has been we say a lot, our country is going down the tubes and it's going to shit. It's never felt more, it's never actually felt more real than it does right now. So if you're sleeping under a rock, obviously the Capitol was taken over by an angry mob of protesters, air quotes, or was it incited by our president, and was it an all-out coup to try to overthrow the government? What exactly happened here? I'm sure we're going to talk about this for almost the majority of the first half, if not the whole first half. So whoever wants to, you know what?
I'm going to let Rick start.
Let's let Rick start.
I'm going to let him start because it's ridiculous. Because honestly, we all know what happened. But go ahead, Rick.
No. I was going to say, Benjamin, didn't you say last show that you didn't want to talk about Trump and this whole presidential election anymore?
I don't want to.
I know,
but there's no way around this one.
It felt miserably, man.
Hopefully that felt bad, but hopefully, God willing,
dude,
at least in a month. You know what? It's not. I feel
it's not.
Now that this is opened up, we won't be. It'll be the summer before we really start to feel that wave go back in, and we're at low tide. I think we're going to be talking about Trump every episode for the next 6 months.
We're going to have to kind of like stop talking about our wives for a little bit and get to this,
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, we're going to stop talking about mom for a little bit. Okay, let's talk about this. What happened here?
So what happened here, Rick?
Well,
kick it off.
It was Save America rally in Washington, D.C., which I encourage you guys to go. We should have done a show over there. Be man on the street, interview people, whatever. And while Trump was giving a speech, a few protesters marched over to the Capitol and were essentially let in, from what I understand, by the Capitol Police. Now, some can say, hey, the doors were open, they were let in. Others may say, hey, the doors were open to prevent damage. Or you can also say that the police let them in, planned out. So who knows what happened? But anyway, it ended up, these people.
I know what happened. Went
to the Capitol, probably thinking that the doors had been open for a tour. I don't know.
That's what it was. Just keep going because you're digging this wonderful grave.
I'm just saying, man. Now, some people walked into the chambers of Congress. They were awed by its spectacle. I saw a lot of old people in there just sitting, just enjoying the view, I guess. I don't know.
That was a congressman hiding for their lives.
No. So who knows what happened, but these people stormed into the Capitol. That's what I'll use the term storm, or walked in, whatever. And
broke in,
trespassed,
federal crimes.
And then everyone started going like haywire, calling it an insurrection. Why is it called an insurrection? How is that any different from all the storming of the court buildings around the country all summer long? Why does this one get the coverage? You know?
Oh well. Allow me to retort. Because
Okay, here we go.
This is the greatest. This is the greatest moment of this whole show, because basically everything that just came out of your mouth was complete bullshit. We all know what happened there. The president incited a riot.
Oh boy.
His speech and his whole demeanor and tone was basically telling those people that they're stealing your country right now over there. What the fuck are you going to do about it? And guess what? People went over there to do something about it. This was a full coup d'etat, guys. And typically, at first I thought, oh, you know what? This was just a tantrum. But this was a coup d'etat. They're already talking about some of the Capitol Police. They were participating in this. And a large majority of the protesters, I wouldn't say a large majority, but a lot of protesters are finding out were also police officers, which is something we can tie into later. But the reality is these individuals went in there. Some were carrying handcuffs. They were moving strategically. They knew where people's offices were. This was an attempt to block the certification of President Biden. This was an insurrection. This was meant to thwart the Constitution. This is sedition. And at first I thought this was just a tantrum, but it really wasn't. This was planned and they were all in on it. And I think slowly we're starting to figure this out. I think people are starting to, this was a real attempt, guys. This was a real attempt at overthrowing our democracy and controlling it. And it was disgusting. And I'm sorry. I mean, I don't think a majority of Republicans back this at all. What this was straight insurrection directed by an outgoing president.
See, I'll agree with you up to a certain point. I think it was planned. I think that there was some sort of insurrection, but who planned it though? I don't think it was Trump, because the Capitol Police asked for help from the Pentagon and he was denied, and the Congressional Surgeon of Arms, and he was denied. Now, none of those two people do not respond to Trump. Doesn't come from the top.
No. The Pentagon.
The Pentagon does, but the Surgeon of Arms does not.
They do. They are no. They do. Their relays are straight through Trump. They have to abide by the executive power also. No, this was no. But I'm not saying. Okay, go ahead.
Well, I'm just saying that the Surgeon of Arms responds to the Senate and the House, not necessarily the executive branch. So for these two entities to deny help, what was it? Why?
Well, okay. So there's no. So yeah, I remember though the pre-planning for this event, Trump already wasn't going to allow the National Guard to come in. So that's already the first act of sedition. He was planning. This event was planned. Whether Trump had a direct hand in it or not, I don't know. Could some of his cabinet members? Some people were very scared to see Trump get out of office, to the point to where they thought that this particular incident actually was almost merit to thwart the whole process. It was pretty spooky. And the reason why is, like I said, Trump did not allow the National Guard to be in. When there was a Black Lives Matter, the BLM protest, you saw National Guard on the steps of the Capitol. For this one, they had a bunch of cops that all seemed to move aside as soon as the protesters came in. Why would you do that when you have 436 members of the United States Congress in meeting?
Exactly. Why don't you have more security?
Well, because the executive did not allow the National Guard to come in.
And what were the statements about why help was denied? Reinforcements.
Pentagon doesn't want to touch this, and I don't blame them. The Pentagon, the one thing I'm gonna have to say about this whole thing is the United States military deserves all respect. They don't want to come into civilian problems. They don't want it, because if they come in, then that changes the scope of our country. The one thing I have to say is that all those generals are West Point, Annapolis. These are highly educated individuals that believe in the Constitution. They don't give a shit about political parties. Now, they may have personal preferences, but when it comes down to the American system, they believe in it and they will die to protect it. That's why the Pentagon probably doesn't want to send people in, because they knew what they were going to have to do. One of the best things I ever seen, this is so stupid, this is from a movie. Whenever Bruce Willis was the general I think it was a Die Hard or something.
Armageddon.
No. It was in one movie where he placed basically the city of New York was under siege by terrorist attacks. I forgot what it was. And he said, look, the army is a broadsword. We take everything out. We are not as surgical. And that's the truth. If the army gets pulled into these situations, they know how to suppress this problem.
Right. They're just going to start taking people down.
But it's going to be a lot of blood.
One by one.
Exactly. It's going to be nuggets, and you're going to see a bunch of like fat white trash Jews laid out on the steps. And nobody wants that. I think, but that's what I'm saying. This exposed so many issues. To not think that this wasn't planned and that Trump wasn't somewhat involved, that's almost naivety now at this point.
Yeah, but so the other side to this, the other argument might be that this was a setup. They knew this rally was going to happen. Okay. Somebody in congressional power probably allowed this to happen. Okay. And I'm thinking that maybe Trump, they had this rally and they set up this big pile of steamy shit right in front of him, and he stepped full foot, and then like it went straight to his ankle. All right, it was just a perfect storm to get him out.
I would have to say this, but okay. So let's take your.
All right.
Yeah. It's plausible, right? What you're saying is plausible.
Maybe
it is.
I don't know. Yeah.
But if we apply just a simple concept of Occam's razor, right? The most simplest explanation tends to be the realist. Okay. To make this into a grand scheme conspiracy where, everyone else is setting up this particular individual, just doesn't sound, that's just too complicated. And to be honest with you, this was a half-ass scheme, which is something that seems like would be planned by Trump. This was not thought out. It was just a hairball scheme. Whether he meant it to actually take over the government or he meant it to just garner more attention for his new media network. Either way, he had a hand in this. And then that message afterwards was pure sedition. His recorded message afterwards was pure sedition. That was the one where he said, basically he goes, I mean, we all know I was robbed. This was the worst election ever. I won by a landslide, but go home. That was sedition. And honestly, we all need to take a second and thank Pence for what he did that day. That man single-handedly saved the United States. No, he single-handedly saved the United States of America. He told that fuckface, I guarantee you, I bet you he felt so good talking to Trump that day. He said, you motherfucker, I've had to put up with your fucking ass for 4 years. You say one more fucking word, I'm going to invoke the 25th, and I have the support to do it. I guarantee you, not only did he do that, and then Pence took his dick out and pissed all over Trump's face while he was saying it. And he goes, I've had to put up with your fucking bullshit for so fucking long. You know what? One day the history books are going to go down. That man may have saved democracy in the United States. And I don't even like Pence, but I know that day he made the right decision. He pushed on the door and said, I'm going to fucking kick you out if you don't shut the fuck up. And now what's Trump doing? He went to go see the border wall. He's nothing more than a puppet because he got fucking hung out and finally somebody put it to him. It showed his true colors, but this was insurrection. These guys were carrying fucking handcuffs, man. That's not a protest.
Not everybody.
No, some of them. You don't need everyone to carry handcuffs.
I saw an old lady in a walker walk down the steps too, man. I mean,
okay, there's one old lady in the picture.
Couple. There's a lot of old people.
One old lady in the picture.
No, man.
Well, here's the thing. Yes, not every single individual, but enough of them to where there was probably there was probably a group of them that were, the organized faction of this thing, and then there's people that kind of the masses that just kind of followed along. But did you see? So a lot of these people obviously were identified. Some of them have been arrested. There's some good footage going around online right now. It kind of went viral of somebody who was at the thing trying to get on a flight, and he's on the no-fly list, and he loses his shit. It's like, well, yeah, man, you're a fucking domestic terrorist.
Well, all those guys, these people are morons.
if they were ID'd, you're on the no-fly list. You can't.
Yeah,
you
literally just committed sedition.
Yeah.
All right, no. Let's talk about the aftermath of all this. Do you think media companies, social media, employers are going too far in canceling everybody that went to this rally?
No, fuck them. They all know. You know what? The one thing we have to hold sacred in this country is our fucking, like, the Capitol. Those buildings are sacred, hallowed grounds. The last time that a foreign invader ever touched that was in 1814 when they burned that shit down. Like, I don't get me wrong.
These weren't foreign invaders.
They were seditious. They were fucking bitches. They threw it. It was ridiculous. They all deserve what they're gonna get. They need to have the fucking book thrown at them and hit with fucking treason. Hang them all.
Well,
seriously. We don't fucking show them. If we don't show people that, then guess what? We're gonna have this shit happen every fucking year. Someone throws a tantrum on both sides. On both sides. I'm not just saying, on both sides, left and right. They're gonna be fucking storming in there every other day.
Really? Because you were pretty chilled out when they were storming courthouses.
I don't give a fuck about courthouses.
Why not? They're federal buildings.
No, because the Capitol is a sacred monument. That is our history. That is who we are. If we don't respect that, then we don't respect nothing else. State houses and things of that nature are nothing.
No, not state houses. Federal houses.
No, even then they don't mean shit. The DC is the soul, is the heart of our democracy. If we don't respect that, then we don't fucking have nothing in this system.
Dude, respect for the government begins at home. All right. So if you're in your hometown and you're following this riot and it's going to break into the courthouse, why does it stop there? Why not? Shit, man, go to Washington, D.C.
Last time I checked, no, it doesn't. No, exactly. What you're describing, right?
Yeah.
Well, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
And I would never do that. Right. And I would never do that. And those individuals that stormed those federal courthouses were arrested and they were taken away in vans and by unmarked police officers and shit. All these assholes were let in. Right.
Yeah.
All that bullshit went down. So no, they attacked what federal courthouse was attacked when judges were present in the building?
I think it was only at night. Yeah.
No.
I agree.
Right. What state government house was attacked when they were trying to make a crucial law? Except in Michigan, which was done by pro-Trump guys carrying guns into the fucking state houses. No. You know what, man? I'll be the first one to say it. Hang them all. Fuck them. If you don't want to play by the rules, you don't want to be whatever, then get the fuck out of here. That's when you really need to tell people, get out of here. Because what they did was disrespectful. It made us look weak to the world. That's how we look right now. That's how we look.
Dude, we've been looking weak.
Well, we look weaker now. Our enemies see us as bitches because guess what?
We've been looking weak. We look like now a joke.
Yep.
Hey.
A bunch of bitches. So you know what you do? You line them all up on the gallows, just like the ones they built outside the building. They built gallows. You do realize that, right? They built gallows. They constructed gallows with nooses outside of the Capitol building. So you hang them on the same ones they built. Fuck them. This is the United States of America. We have to respect something in our federal government and our Constitution, and the rights and the preserves of everything that we do belong to that. These individuals did not give a fuck. They walked into sacred grounds. One of those assholes was carrying a Confederate flag.
Yeah.
That's never, ever touched our Capitol. Ever. There has never been a federal Confederate flag ever flown in the capital of the United States. But some dick sucker was wearing it. Assholes were wearing Camp Auschwitz shirts. I mean,
and you know what's weird is, like, he seems to be the only dude that they can't ID.
Who? The guy with Confederate guy?
The one with the Confederate flag.
Oh,
yeah. All these other motherfuckers, the Conan dude with the fox hat or whatever the fuck.
Hell, three of them live by me now. 3 of them are right by my house.
Oh shit, are you serious?
No,
that
seriously.
Sounds about right.
3 of them are right by me.
That sounds about
right.
Hey,
the guy with the Confederate flag, they can't ID him, or they don't want to ID him.
That's what I'm floating.
But seriously,
So was he a
into the,
plant
into the pod
or-
world? I don't know.
no, he
I don't know,
wasn't a
bro.
plan. He was an asshole with the
No, dude.
Confederate
They,
flag.
they have identified everybody, but that dude was
They're
holding the Confederate
identifying
flag.
him. They're gonna identify him. He
I'm just
was-
saying, man.
He's gonna be
How hard?
Pelosi's. Yeah.
Hey, yo, look here, Ben. In 2021, how fucking hard is it to ID a motherfucker?
They're gonna
if you have
find him.
pictures?
They're gonna find him. They're finding everybody. Did you see what the FBI posted today?
What they say?
They have 160 plus active investigations, and they're expecting around 10,000 total. They had a press conference saying, no. They're going to hit them all up. All those people are going to get fucked and good.
Why
I hope they
10,000
throw
though?
the book out because that's how many assholes were in there at one point.
No, 10,000.
Anyone who stormed the barrier, everyone
know-
who stormed the barrier is going to get it.
Let's say this though. I would imagine. I don't know what the numbers were. You may be right. I don't know. I don't know what the numbers were at the actual Capitol that day, but I would imagine if the FBI is opening this shit up, it goes well beyond people that were physically there.
It's going deep.
You know what I mean? Because there's
Yeah.
networks and there's online interactions and there's footprints of all that shit. And you better believe they're going to get into all that. Like
It's
this dude with the
insurrection.
this dude throwing the tantrum over the no-fly zone. That's just the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
And mind you too, I want to say this because on once again, skip the noise. If you want to, the best way to interact with us, I'll give a little update here. So obviously Facebook owns Instagram. As of today, there was just a new update. So check us out again on Facebook. I know that's kind of a dead branch, I guess, at one point. That's why
That
I've
and
been
Parler.
focused in yeah. But anyway, most of our activity happens on Instagram. So if you're just listening to this from some other source, follow us on Instagram. It's at skip_the_noise_podcast. That's our main place where we go. So today I was interacting with a commenter, and I was saying about Tulsi Gabbard was on, and I don't want to sidetrack this too much, but just a little kind of side branch here. She was talking to Tucker Carlson about the topic got started because of all the Twitter bans and things. And now, mind you, I want to separate. I was kind of saying I was agreeing with her in that, yes, in the bigger scheme of things, the power that these conglomerates kind of control now. But I'm not specifically referring to these assholes that ran up in the Capitol. That's a whole nother. Yes, this is justified.
Yeah.
I wasn't saying anybody who has conservative views. That's not what I'm talking. I'm talking about these guys. Yes, they should be punished with the full extent of the law, the long dick of the law, as it
That's
were.
right. Yeah.
As we spoke of before. But what I was defending, as far as these companies going after freedom of speech, that's different. When you've actually committed a crime, that suspend the fuck whatever. You know what I mean? I'm not defending.
This is beyond crime.
That's treason. That's what I'm saying.
against
Yeah,
the state.
this is high treason. This is like the worst crime you can commit in the federal worst federal offense you can commit. Anyway, I just want to, if people follow us on Instagram and saw that interaction, I kind of thought about it later and like, oh, I hope they didn't think I was referring to like the reaction because of this, because that was a totally separate thing. What I was more referring to was the bigger picture of the power that they control when it comes to shutting people down, more along the lines of like Alex Jones and shit like that. Not so much these suspend the fuck. Like that's what happens when you know what I mean? Yeah. So anyway, I just wanted to make that clear.
That's what happened when you storm the fucking
whatever happens to you at that point is fair game.
It. You fucking deserve it. Plain and simple.
But there were a lot of protests in DC during the summer, and I'm sure you've seen the pictures. I mean, DC was burning. You got that church in front of the White House. Well, hold on a second. There was a fire in DC, all right?
Okay.
Caused by Black Lives Matter. So
no, that was not.
So anyway, and so they put barricades in the White House, and they were trying to break the fence at some point. Okay, they didn't get in, thank God. Nobody had to get shot. But what happened if those guys would have broken in?
But I don't think. See, I think there's a difference though.
What's the difference?
I think had those guys that broken in, they would have been mowed down. They would have been shot because they were black and they were Mexican.
Oh, really?
Okay. Yes, 100%. They would have been beaten and shot because guess what? That's the way it works out. Because it's a tempered response. Look at the response that happens when they protested. They were hit with tear gas. These fucking guys were chanting, talking shit. Nothing happened to them.
Well, that's the thing. Where was the security?
No, that's the thing. The security was there. They just didn't want to fire on white people.
That's not true.
That is true.
Come on.
That is true. That's part of this whole problem. Yes, it is. Dude, everyone's called it out. Even Republicans have said, yeah, man, that's kind of fucked up. Everyone's saying it. There's a racial component to the way that this was handled.
I don't think so.
Had these been black protesters? Oh, shit. There would have been a bunch of dead motherfuckers.
That's a hypothetical. We don't know that yet.
It's not a hypothetical. It's proven. Look at what happened whenever they tear gas people just to move them from a church so that asshole could take a picture with an upside down Bible. No, it is proven.
How many people died during the DC?
How many people what?
How many people died during the DC riots? By the way, those DC riots, yeah, the ones in the summer, the Black Lives Matter riots.
They weren't riots. A lot of them were marches.
Oh my God, dude, there were riots.
Okay, last time I checked. Last time I checked.
Okay, so it was an insurrection then. Okay, we'll call it an insurrection. Fine. That insurrection in the summer.
The issues this summer, right?
Yeah,
how many people died? There wasn't as many people that died in one fucking day. There was 30 people that died
in the riots.
From where? From Oregon? How?
Washington. From how?
Yeah, I just don't understand because I didn't even hear that there was that many.
Oh, of course, media doesn't report a lot of stuff, man. You know that.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and I'm gonna go and divide that by 6, probably 5, and probably the whole summer. That's the way I kind of look at it. There's 5 motherfuckers that died in one day
per riot
for this. No, for this fucking situation. Okay, and they died for what? At least
well, one of them shot himself. The other one had a condition. One lady was shot. Unfortunately,
because her bitch ass was trying to climb through the window of the fucking state house. She was threatening. Yes, dude, they have pictures of the whole ordeal. I saw it. It's fucked up. She was threatening them. They told her like 20 fucking times to stop. She was trying to reach the door handle to get her into it. That's whenever the Secret Service said, "No, man, it's fair game now, because you're trying to endanger us and who we're protecting." No,
yeah,
dude.
I mean,
this was insurrection.
I'm not defending that lady. I mean, she should have been in there.
Shit, dude. When it comes down to it, this is a different situation. Had these been all black protesters, we've seen about 40 dead protesters.
Really?
Shot.
I don't think so. It's not hypothetical.
No, it's not hypothetical. It's reality. That is what our country is up against. That's what we're seeing. You've seen a bunch of Mexicans like that. You think they would have fucking just let us just fucking storm the Capitol?
Mexicans don't do that, dude. We don't. We're not stupid. Okay.
Well, we burned Houston down once. We've done it once. We burnt down the fields in New Mexico. We do the same shit. But when it comes down to it, had it been blacks and Mexicans in that crowd, game over.
If it was Mexicans in that crowd, I'd be like, those, they probably deserved it. Deserved it. They should have been at home, fucking with their families, which is what we do all the fucking time. All right.
Damn. Oh my god.
Those pendejos might have deserved it. Yeah.
Those you pendejo. But no, this is like I said, man. This is a whole different game. This is a whole different gambit. They fucked up.
Dude,
this is a racial component in it too, man.
Look,
I'm sorry, bro. This is bad on every edge.
No, it is. It is. I agree. But the politicians should have stopped these riots in the summer. It's just been escalating.
But Biden the whole time said we don't want destruction, and guess what? The protests calmed down after the summer. They did, dude. In September, October, November, the protests went from mainly like a destructive breaking shit thing to moved out. Why? Because they knew that Biden was like, yo, I don't want.
Oh, come on, man. No, the reason they calmed down is because Trump started bringing out federal charges on these protesters.
No, the federal charges didn't do shit.
It does. Though they were. They should have been.
It was because
federal charges are no joke, man.
Biden said several times, we do not, it is okay to protest. We do not want the destruction of property. And then that was the new leader. What did Trump say? What did Trump say that day?
What day?
The day that fucking really the day that there was a fucking insurrection at the White House, a goddamn coup
There's been
d'etat. What
there's
other
been an insurrection
fucking day am
every
I talking
there's
about?
been an insurrection every day in the summer, dude. Which day?
That's not real fucking insurrection. They burnt down some fucking subways. Give me a fucking break. These assholes went after Congress people. They went into their offices. They wanted to attack them. They wanted to accost them. They wanted to have their own personal trials of Congress people. That's a different fucking game, dude.
These guys knew they weren't going to win, dude.
Oh my god.
They didn't.
No, you can't. Who?
Why not?
The protest, the
what was the end game?
The mob?
What was the mob? What was the end game?
Dude, they constructed gallows outside the Capitol. I think that's the end game.
And what do you think is going to happen?
They would hang them. That's what gallows are for.
Okay, I know, but you have an entire military wing, not international military, but you have the National Guard, you have governors. You think they were just going to let them happen?
No, but you think, but the National Guard has to be called in and ordered in. And was Trump doing that? No, he didn't do that. So no, I know this was pure insurrection incited by a narcissistic tool bag. That's all that happened. That's all that happened.
Maybe this particular case. But I'm saying throughout the whole summer, we've seen disrespect towards the government, and politicians and the Biden campaign did nothing about it.
Okay. So
some people in the Biden campaign, as you know, funded attorney fees for some of these people who are being arrested in the summer.
Some people, and then there's several people on Trump's campaign that propagated QAnon. Like actually all of his fucking people did. So there's not some.
QAnon.
Yeah, they propagated, they allowed the continuance of the QAnon, the whole religion, whatever it is. Dude, all of Trump's shit was propagating bullshit. Like you can just say, well, there's a couple of guys in Biden that pay for this. There's a couple, right? But Biden wasn't part of it. Biden wasn't part of it. But okay, whatever. I can tell you right now, the way that Trump's press secretary, all the individuals involved in his cabinet, they all pushed the Q theory because they thought it was cute. But it's not fucking cute. These assholes really fucking believe in what they're saying. And that's what makes it dangerous. That's where we're at now. And now that's why every state capital has to have fucking their National Guard surrounding it for the next 10 days. We are under the gun for 10 fucking days because Trump and all those fucking assholes pushed that bullshit rhetoric. And now our country's under siege for 10 days because of it.
Bullshit rhetoric. We've been hearing that bullshit rhetoric all year, dude. Okay,
here's a serious. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
There's people under siege in their own towns, not wanting to go and visit businesses because they have Antifa there, blocking streets, setting fires.
So to Rick, to hold on. So to Rick's point, though, and this isn't. These are two completely different things, right? The what happened at the Capitol is a way larger scale. So I agree that it's a wholly different animal. However, do you think though that because there was a lot of kitty gloves when it came to over the summer with the shit that was going on throughout cities, and like I said, nothing to the scale of what happened at the Capitol, but this is just kind of food for thought question. Do you think had actions been taken, in other words, do you think the tone was set this year that like the government's not going to do shit?
Yeah.
When these kind of things happen, do you think it escalated to that point, even though it's two different sides of the coin? Do you think the tone was like everybody gets away with whatever, it's all good? I don't know. I mean, it might have still happened anyway. I'm not saying that it did, but you do. I don't know. It's like,
well, the crime started decreasing. Not when Biden said a statement. Nobody gives a shit about what that old man was saying. He was in his basement hiding. But the riots started decreasing when Trump started issuing out federal indictments on these rioters. Okay, because prior to that, they were being released by the DAs, local and state. Okay, so it was a revolving door. They'd go in, they get booked, charges get dropped, they go back out and riot. It wasn't until they started bringing on the federal charges that they started decreasing. So that's why. Anyway,
that's not what I
give credit to Trump.
We can easily. I mean, that's just something we can disagree on. I don't think federal charges are going to dissuade any of the Black Lives Matter movement. I don't think it's going to dissuade anyone who's an anarchist that belongs to Antifa. I don't think they give a fuck,
dude. Federal charges are different from state and local charges.
Dude,
okay,
I got you, but it's a hell of a coincidence when Biden said that I do not back, because that was part of the major debates, and he said I do not back it. That is not what I believe in, and those people need to be prosecuted.
Sure, it took
all
him a
of a sudden
while.
shit got real. Well, because it was during a debate. He said it several times in other instances. He never supported he supports protests. He didn't support riots. Whereas, like, what I mean, look, dude, I feel you, but what we're falling into is like that is a logical fallacy. They were burning simple things, so it's like. There's
Tires,
a difference.
trash,
it's a difference. It's a difference whenever no. There's something to there's a hierarchy to things in this world. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
so you can punch a person, but you won't punch a cop. Yeah. I mean, you won't.
I mean,
right.
I
you
guess,
wouldn't. Right.
I mean,
right. You wouldn't punch a cop. So no, there's
I
a
wouldn't punch
hierarchy.
anybody, but
nonetheless, if there is a situation where you were involved. And a cop comes in, you're like, whoa, fuck it, I'm done. You're right, arrest.
I know the consequences.
No, right. These assholes didn't just punch people. That's what Antifa and them were doing. I don't defend Antifa. I think if destruction of public property, they should be fucking arrested. So I don't have that issue. I mean, I call it my own side. Those guys should be in fucking trouble too. I don't have that problem. What I have the problem now is that this was a coup d'etat. An insurrection. This is treason. These individuals were incited by Trump directly, literally minutes after his speech and during it. He's like, good, they're over there. He even fucking pointed over there. There was no security ordered by him. There's not much else to say. His own vice president got so close to invoking the 25th. I think the only reason why Pence invoked the 25th was because he knew what the fucking fallout would have been. And at that point, he wasn't worried about his career anymore. He was worried about the United States of America.
Right. And that's the only thing that saved. And that's the unfortunate part, is that there's probably going to be a lot less action taken just because the process of going through it would almost negate, because of the fact that when he'll be leaving and be exiting, that, like you said, the decision to enact all that is more a problem. But here's what I want to ask though. So with now that this has happened, and now, like you said, there's 10,000 people being looked at, where do we go from here? So Trump leaves office. Where are we at this summer? All these people are investigated. Arrests are made. Did we poke the beehive? It's not going away, obviously.
No.
Look, but does the FBI's involvement, because something happened on this grand a scale, does it elevate the urgency to the point where this is taken seriously enough to dissolve whatever organization lies within this movement? Or is this just something that's a cultural thing now that we're going to have to deal with forever?
So here's the deal. You got politicians who don't want to move on. And that's the scary part to me right now. You got politicians who don't want to move on. Okay, they're talking about impeaching Trump. The impeachment is going to go well into Biden's administration. Biden won't be able to do anything in his first 100 days because of this impeachment. Politicians, and what are they going to be doing? They're going to be impeaching the president before him. Like, move on. You know, give people that message of hope and unity. But instead, you got Biden out there talking about, well, this wouldn't have been this case if it was BLM. You know, just stoking it. You know, he's fanning the flames.
No, he's not.
He's not
actually. No, you're incorrect. Biden's actually said he doesn't want the impeachment. He says, I don't want it to derail. No, he said it. I don't want it to derail what we need to get done.
I didn't hear it.
Yes, it's all over everywhere, man. Biden doesn't want the impeachment. He said it's going to derail my first 100 days. I don't want this. I want to concentrate on fixing the country. So Biden's already done that. See, that's what a mature individual does. That's what a real man does. versus a narcissistic fuckface
Okay.
who literally almost destroyed our country.
So the last thing I read about that, and you might be right because I stopped reading the news today. I had to work. But the last thing I heard was that he said everybody should pay for their crime or something to that effect, where he did want justice being served.
Yeah, justice needs to be served.
Yeah, so he was referring to the president. He wanted the president to be impeached because nobody is above the law.
No. He did not. No.
Except
he
Hunter,
was referring to the protesters. He didn't want to fuck. No, he doesn't want to deal with it. He goes, we need to move on. He's already said this. Remember, Biden's old school. He at least is mature in this situation. You can call him a crook. You can call him a politician. He's probably all of that. But what he does not want to do is he does not want to destabilize the union. Whereas you have a fuckface who damn near almost took it all out. You can, you can defend and you can say whatever, but we both know in the end, that dude almost took out the United States of America because he didn't want to lose. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if he took it out, but
okay. he did think what's going to happen. Like we were already talking about, what's the end game? What's going to happen this summer now? I mean, God forbid people try to do things to people after Biden's in office. God forbid that we have to see another 60, another situation like we had in Dallas. I didn't want to even say it. What happened? You know what happened in Dallas? Kennedy.
Oh, yeah.
God forbid we have to see these things because of a bunch of fucking numbnuts. That's where we're heading, and that's what he caused. So it's just pure hate.
And quite honestly, though, these politicians should tone it down. All right.
Oh,
you know what happened?
100%. I'm with you. But...
I mean, I can't think of after the Civil War, Lincoln brought in the rebellions back to the Congress. He could have sent them away. He could have exiled them. He could have executed them for treason, but he didn't. He brought them back to the table and he said, come on, we're going to talk this out.
Right.
Okay. I don't see that happening with these politicians, dude.
What are you talking about? First off, no. Mitch McConnell, dude, unfortunately, Trump cooked his own goose. Even the Republicans are turning on him. There's several that are already saying that they want to impeach him too.
That's cool.
No. This is a universal effort now.
Okay,
where everybody wants.
But I'm not talking about Trump.
These protesters,
the protesters on both sides. You got politicians who don't want to say anything bad about Antifa. You got politicians who don't want to say anything bad about the MAGA people.
Proud Boys.
Yeah. What's going on? I mean, why can't they just say, hey, you fuckfaces, stop this shit. All of you. We're going to come after both of you. Twitter, you better start applying the rules equally amongst everybody.
Okay.
No, you can't say.
That's a whole topic. Calm down.
No. Hold on, we'll start that second.
It's all connected. It's all connected. It's when you have the perceived idea that you're for one side over the other. Instead of coming out unilaterally and saying, we're against all this shit, y'all better stop talking your shit, get back to work, and go back to just voting regularly. I don't know.
Yeah. Right. No, but see, the problem is that we've lived for the last 4 years in a ratcheted rhetoric caused by your boy. He's the one that ratcheted it up. So that means everyone else, you can't keep bringing a knife to a gunfight. So everyone had to start fucking acting wild because that's how that man swung. He had zero disregard for how anything's done. So he just said, fuck it. And so everyone else is like, dude, I can't keep getting beat up. If I kept walking into a lunchroom and someone was hitting me with a bat, you think I'm just going to keep coming back with my fist?
Well, that only happens if you wear a MAGA hat.
No. This is reality. No, this is reality. He ratcheted up the reality. Nothing's gonna happen, dude. Fuck, wear a fucking MAGA hat where I'm at, and the motherfuckers are gonna give you a fucking hand job. No,
well, you won't where I'm at.
No. Even in where you're at, yeah, dude, give me a fucking break. All I'm saying is, when it comes down to it, he ratcheted up the rhetoric. He put us in this situation. It's his fucking fault. And to be honest with you, the guy should be fucking considered a traitor of the state. What he did and what he's put us back a while, man. this is going to take several presidents to clear this shit up. Biden won't be able to do it. I mean, it's going to take a long time. And we're now in such a destabilized place that foreign actors are all over this. They're loving this shit.
Yeah, I'm sure they are.
And guess what? He gave it to him. He handed it to him on a platter. And now, what? Now we're worried about what we're going to do about these guys that were protesting. Fuck them. Put them all in jail.
Yeah, you have to. Absolutely.
All of them, both sides. Fuck these assholes. Anyone who fucks shit up. But these guys who broke into the Capitol, they should be hit with treason. Now, last time I checked treason, it carries a pretty fucking serious fucking note. You go walking into the Capitol building with fucking handcuffs.
And a Confederate flag.
And guns. No, and guns. These guys were armed also. You walk into the Capitol building like that, you only have one idea. It's sedition. That's treason. And you should be treated as an enemy of the state. You are no longer a citizen of the United States. You are an enemy combatant, and that's how you should be treated. And these individuals should and have to deserve that. It was an assault on our very dictums, the very pillars of our freedom. And so fuck that, man. It's game time. It's game time. But anyways, moving on, because we can harp on this for fucking years. And we probably will at some point.
Yeah, we will.
In our greatest hits.
We'll be talking about this. Yeah, for sure.
In our greatest hits.
I think honestly that this provides a kind of a little stopping point. We'll just resume.
Yeah, he wants to take a break.
For the yeah, man.
No, I think Rick's ready. You know what Rick's ready for?
Okay.
What? No, dude. Just take a break. I got to do it. I got to take a piss anyway. So we got.
There you go. See, it's about that time, and that was a nice little stopping point. So hold your horses. We'll be back. I'm sure.
That's your pee-pee.
Over. Yeah, don't hold your pee-pee. That's not good for you.
It'll break your kidneys.
Let that stuff flow. Drink lots of water.
Drink lots of the water.
Drink lots of the water. But yeah, keep that piss flowing. You don't want to back that up. So we will back up into a break right here and see you on the other side. And we're back from a much needed break. Rick's got his dick out. He's ready to go. So I'm gonna back up and stay out of his way.
No, you don't have to, man. It's all good.
The bulldozer's out.
So Ben had a lasting monologue about, how he's pissed off at these people who stormed the Capitol.
Monologue.
And the thing is, I guess one of the reasons I'm not as angry as Ben is about this is because at least these assholes had the audacity or had the thoughtfulness to storm a government building with endless resources than a small business.
True.
Which is what we've been seeing all summer long.
Yeah, it is true.
Yeah.
It is true.
A
lot of people have lost their livelihood. They have,
man. But you know what? These MAGA people stormed a government building and they're going to replace that shit in 20 hours. It doesn't matter how much it costs. $1 million in damages. That's fine.
Yeah, more taxes. That's the most not libertarian thing I've ever heard you say. Just damaging, and we're just going to take money from people. That's a great idea.
Well, and you know what this kind of comes down to, though? It's a good point. It's like, so what we're really arguing is like this symbolic. I mean, not symbolic, because people were fucking hurt and killed. Okay, but what I mean is, from a standpoint of, we talked in the first half about, treason and all these things, but yeah, like, let's not downplay motherfuckers getting their livelihoods burned down too. That's obviously a problem. And it's not a simple apples to apples thing. Not to get into semantics about people. I'm laughing only just because the ridiculousness.
You're such a cruel motherfucker, bro. You're like laughing at this.
I'm not laughing at no. Please don't make that mistake. I'm laughing at the fact that I'm having to have this conversation is part of it. But what I mean
about storming the Capitol.
We're God damn.
And you think it's so funny.
That's how
motherfucker.
Who would have thought we'd be talking about this shit, man, last week?
What, right? No shit.
That's the problem when you do this shit every single week and you start to get desensitized. And not only that, of course, when I mix in my little funny fucking stories, it starts to all become one big blob of information. But anyway, please don't mistake that. I'm by no means of laughing at what has happened to people. What I'm saying is, yeah, you look at the impact of like one person and what is really, what is our country, the foundation, right? Is that somebody can come here and make it on their own and start a business. So yeah, torching somebody's fucking business just because it's one business and you're never going to hear about it because that person doesn't have the power. I mean, it's still impactful and just as tragic for that individual or those people that were involved in that. But anyway, that's not really the conversation I'm trying to get into, but yeah, it's
what I'm just saying.
It's pretty fucked.
Let's do the count. One government building, one. Zero. How many businesses were torched? Zero. Nobody lost their livelihoods, man. Five people lost their lives, which I'm not going to diminish. It's unfortunate. It shouldn't have happened. But it was a government building at the very end. So anyway.
Well, it's just the whole, I don't know.
It's just
the whole facade of democracy
and
hope. And, the beacon of light for the world that, we were beset upon by our forefathers. But fuck it.
Hey, what also?
Fuck it. It's not a subway. You're right.
I saw the Senate. Yeah, it is. Exactly. It's not someone's livelihood.
It's not a subway. With pedophile people.
But it's the infrastructure of the American government.
Without that, you wouldn't have businesses, bro.
Yeah, so it is pretty.
It's
pretty significant. So let's not say that.
Yeah, let me know how your investment portfolio would do with all those fucking dudes overrunning, and handcuffing Congress.
So the argument you're making is like it's better to steal from a McDonald's because it's a bazillion-dollar corporation than just like break into somebody's house and steal.
Oh, no, I wouldn't say McDonald's because they franchise their businesses and they
let's
just say Amazon.
Yeah,
Amazon.
yeah, there you go.
There you go. Amazon. So it's okay if you're gonna pick one. Yeah, go after Amazon because they have $1 trillion versus a Subway, which has to be franchised, probably by an immigrant who saved their money and had a hope for the American dream. So you don't want to do that. Go after the Amazon warehouse instead. They got a bunch of free shit over there anyway.
Yeah, man, it sounds really fucking proletariat of you, comrade.
But the only difference is Amazon isn't the foundation of the entire American way of life.
It is.
Well,
everybody.
Never mind. You know what? Shit, I shouldn't have worded it that way because absolutely, you're right.
It is, man.
No, it is. That's not what I was trying to say, but yes, actually, you're right. So fuck me, man. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. That actually was the worst way I could have worded that because fucking Amazon is indeed the foundation of American life.
It is.
It is the foundation of everything.
It's the fucking blood that flows through the veins that are the, life of the American people or in the fucking
they
world.
Employ like half the fucking United States too, right? I mean, it's a fucking massive thing. Yeah. But so veering off from that. I think we covered what's the next big thing we're moving on? I think we're starting to see. I think we've had the rumblings regarding this whole situation with Trump and Twitter, Facebook, and basically every social media platform. And I mean, I guess the best way to run this down is every social media platform, the major ones at least. Facebook, which owns Instagram, and also Twitter have decided to permanently ban Trump. So this has, of course, incited many different opinions and beliefs. And, I think that right now, that's one of the big topics. And even from international leaders, there's been problems that have actually commented about this situation. So with that being said, what do you guys think about this? Because of course, my opinion is I think probably a little bit varied than a lot of other people's, but what do y'all think in regards to Twitter banning Trump?
Well,
and Facebook.
Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say Trump specifically, I don't have a problem with because of what just recently happened. That's a specific action taken on my beef with the Facebooks, the Twitters, and is more of a general beef that the inconsistency of the banning. Now, Trump right now in this particular action, no, I have no problem with them banning the fuck out of whatever because of what just happened. I'm more, if we want to, as we continue the conversation, where I see it getting problematic is the fact that they do hold such an influence over the information distribution because of the way the nature of the media has changed over the last just few years. It's rapidly increasing. And my stance, and this is where I'll kind of leave it and leave it for a discussion. My stance is that there has to be some sort of government involvement to put together a plan and kind of have some sort of foresight to see where the fuck this could be headed if it just this is an instance where there are certain times where the government should get involved in certain interactions between whether it's, I believe in free market to a degree. But when I think the nature of how our reality is being constructed and for the future of look what happened in the last fucking 4 years. It's not a normal human way to process information. And putting so much power in the hands of these just handful of companies, I think is where it's dangerous. Now, back to the original question. What happened to Trump? I could give a shit. That's one user, ban his shit. For what happened, remove him. Fuck, they can do whatever they want. I mean, at the end of the day, they have the right. I'm not arguing that. It's their business. My bigger point, though, is for the future and to avoid this going forward, there absolutely has to be a concerted effort to figure out how to manage these humongous influential companies and how they interact with their users and what influence they have on fucking not even American, but just like world, discourse. So that's where I'm at on that.
So I know what you're talking about. So yeah, you're right. These companies, there are private businesses. They can set their own rules. They can banish whoever they want to, but they're getting to a point where their services alter public sentiment, opinions. They can radicalize people, both to the left and the right. And it's scary when you have a company that favors one side over the other. Okay, because now you've created an echo chamber for a far left or a far right. And we do need government involvement to make sure that doesn't happen. Otherwise, you're going to have a split company. You're going to have a split company. You're going to have a split country where the far right will hang out in the far right corners. The far left will hang out in the far left corners. And it's just like fission. I mean, it just builds on itself. It gets hotter and hotter and hotter. You have instances like these. You got riots that happen. You storm the Capitol because there's no middle ground. You have one company that favors left. You got one company that favors the right. No one's there to tell them to stop it or settle down or tone it down a bit or something. There's got to be some sort of a middle ground. And I'm hoping the government hopefully is that middle ground. But who knows, man? I mean, you got the politicians who are just the same anyway. Anyway, go ahead.
Well, I guess for me, so I see what you are saying, but I respectfully disagree. I think this is where capitalism actually is the factor, right? So for many years, we grew up on for the Houston area, we grew up on channel 2, 13, and 11,
Yep,
right?
yep.
Channels 2, 13, and 11 couldn't show nudity. They couldn't show profanity. They were controlled media outlets. This went on for many, many, many years. And then when people wanted to, I mean, literally to see like a porn, you had to go to like Blockbuster in there or some weird sketchy place, right?
No, man. What I would do is I'd turn to channel 99 and then try to like see the
exactly. You see like the little, little boob here and there.
Like, oh yeah, there it is.
You get in between channels and get that little.
But that was the process, right? And then eventually, what happened? Cable television came out. The advent of new avenues. So, while I agree somewhat, this has always been the case, right? Right, because you can go back as far as the 1600s when in regards to Martin Luther, whenever he first published the Bible in German, when the Catholics kept it in Latin, so that a majority of people couldn't even read it. The control of media and things, all these things will be diversified according to the market, according to how society will divulge it. So Twitter doing what they're doing, that's a business decision for Twitter. Because I guarantee you, if there was more people on the right that they could market to, Twitter would be kicking off AOC and Pelosi just as easily. This is a money decision for Twitter. This has nothing. I think what people keep getting confused is they think that these companies give a shit about anything we say. They don't. They don't care about us. No company cares about anyone. They care about the bottom line and what makes them more money. That's it.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And
so with that concept, freedom of press, the freedom for them to make their decisions, it's up to them. They're making money. Yeah. I don't think it's a social like juggernaut. It's just like if they can make more money, like let's say Parler blew up. You don't think Twitter's not going to buy Parler? You don't think that Twitter's not going to invest in that? See, the reality is that's not where the money's at. So you're asking a business to poison pill themselves, to alienate a majority of their users, because the majority of people that are on Twitter, on most of these social media networks, are not right-wing extremists.
No, it's true. But like for me, I don't even agree. Like take it back 10 years ago, before all this shit, I don't even agree. I had a problem with everything being owned by like Disney and fucking, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Well, I mean, Fox owns a lot.
Standard media shit that we knew kind of one generation prior. I had a problem with that then.
Right.
So my problem is not what Twitter per se is doing. They have the right to make fucking money. And you're right. That's what their motivation is 100% based on.
Yeah.
That's
don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
People keep giving them like, they love the left. No. They love the money. They don't give a fuck about anything else. Because guess what? They're all driving Ferraris. They got their lives. They don't give a fuck about anybody else.
And not only that, but don't think for a second that they don't have, they've got all the information, bro. Yep. Like whatever profits they're going to make, they already have that shit. The math is done.
Yep.
They know whatever decision they're going to make is how it's going to affect their profits. So yes, I agree with you. And I agree that Twitter as an entity, they have the right to do whatever the fuck they want. I don't argue that at all. What I'm saying is just for the sake of the fucking mental health of our society, they're just, and I don't know what the answer is directly. I don't know I don't think necessarily breaking the companies up does any good, because they're just going to fucking, you know what I mean? Like the process is going to keep happening. I guess, fuck man. I don't know. I don't know if it's like education in fucking schools, but obviously that's a shit. Yeah, that's a pipe. That's a fucking pipe dream. because that's not going to happen. I mean, hell, I could sit here and talk for hours about how they should teach kids banking. We've talked about, you know what I mean? There's so many things that the education system lacks.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I hate to feel this hopeless, but I just think that it's just going to continue to get worse and worse just because, and like I said, not that Twitter themselves as a corporation is responsible, or that Facebook or whatever, because once again, they're playing by the rules.
They're driven by profits. You're right.
They're driven by profits, and that's what's motivating them, and that's what's keeping them going. I mean, that's why the algorithm. We talked about that Netflix show, the Social Dilemma, right? All the former CEOs and all the former people, the executives or whatever, they spelled it out. They're like, yes, the end game. All they're worried about is how much attention you pay, or how much attention or time you spend on those apps, so they can market you more products. That's it. Bottom line, 100% to grab your attention. That's all they care about. They don't care about any kind of social problems or whatever. It's just each quarter, how much money did they bring in? Is it year over year? Are they making money? That's it. That's all they're driven by. Shareholders, keeping them happy. That's it. It comes down to that. It's that simple. But this is not, in other words, my big point is that it's not going in a good direction. You know,
but I know what you're saying.
Experiment has not worked very well for the health of our fucking society.
So what Benjamin's saying, and to tie it with what Ben's saying, is that these companies should have a responsibility, or at least the thoughtfulness to think about the mental health of the daily American. Okay, I know they don't. They're driven by profit. I get it, but they should have a responsibility, or at least acknowledge.
Wait. When did ethics enter capitalism? When did this ever occur?
What are you talking ethics? What are you talking about?
So why do they give a fuck about what? When is capitalism? When does capitalism ever had consciousness? Having a conscience? Exactly. That's never happened.
That's why you have government regulations.
No, that's never happened.
To have ethics.
No, but that's not free reign economics. That's not allowing the market to dictate things. That's what Republicans say.
That's a government regulation, though. Everybody has government regulations.
No. No. What you're saying? No, this is a free market situation. This is the epitome of laissez-faire. This is the epitome of capitalism. If you encroach upon that just because you don't like the reality of it, what the fuck are you gonna do? I mean, that's breaking the rules to make it work for you.
Okay.
Yeah, but the government steps in food. You know what I mean? They're like
oil and gas.
There's a lot of
lumber. I mean,
hold on.
You can't go.
Okay, we're talking about raw resources. Okay, no, they don't. When it comes to the oil subsidies and things of that nature, no, we're actually paying more for oil than typically most other nations. And on top of that, we have to add a tax that we've been paying on since the 90s.
All right.
So that's not what happens with oil. That's not what happens with raw materials.
What I'm talking about is the regulations. Okay,
the regulations are mainly for worker safety and in regards
and environmental.
But they were all rolled back. They're all rolled back by your asshole former president. He rolled them all back. Yeah, he rolled them all back. We don't even have fucking carbon shit going on right now.
But you think they should exist, though, right?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, but see, that's okay. So when you look at pure capitalism actually, and I'm arguing upon the libertarian or Republican side, like this is what y'all say, is that pure capitalism actually encourages people to be cleaner because they realize that there's profit to be made when people aren't dead. But see, that's the market dictates everything. So regulations, and this is argued by Republicans time in and time out. Dodd-Frank was fucking removed as soon as that asshole got into thing to regulate the banking industry. But that's what I'm telling you. This regulation is just being put in because Republicans aren't getting a fair shake, supposedly.
Well, no, what we're saying is the regulation should be put in for the mental health of the country, like Benjamin said.
You can't do that.
But here's the thing: I'm not arguing from the stance of.
Why don't we give everybody a trophy too?
No. Hold on. Yeah, I think you're making a mistake. Like, at least me personally, I'm not arguing from the stance of free market capitalist. I'm arguing from the stance of what's better for America. Like here, let me make an analogy. So like the food industry, right? They come on in the last like 10 or 20 years with
when did I become the Republican in this situation?
No, that's what I mean. No, because you're setting it up to where it's like, well, that's what y'all wanted. Free. That's not what I'm arguing. I never said that everything should be 100% free market capitalism and just let the pieces fall where they may. I'm saying let me make an analogy. So with food, right? Big food corporations, fucking ConAgra or whatever's the Monsanto and all the way from the ground to corn, corn, subsidizing corn. It's cheap. It's profitable. You put it in all the food. Everybody gets fat and fucking dies of cancer. So because of the grips that these big corporations have on that process and all of everything that it entails, there's regulation, there's entities that step in to say, hey, wait a minute, the way that this process is working is not in the best interest of Americans, right? Even though they're doing it because it's profitable, right?
But I don't even believe in that concept. I don't believe anyone does anything for the greater good of the United States when it comes to money. Anyways,
no, that's not what I'm saying.
Our business at all. I don't think any business does anything for the greater good.
That's not what I said. The business itself doesn't give a fuck. The big Monsanto, ConAgra, whatever, they just want to put profitable cans on the fucking shelf so you buy them and they make money. What I'm saying is that's where the government supposedly is supposed to come in and say, okay, hold on a second. Yes, you're entitled to profit, but look, the way that you're running, and this isn't a perfect analogy, but what I'm saying is in circumstances like that, you can't just put shit that's going to poison everybody just because it's profitable and market it as like, oh, this is going to be good for your family to eat. If you find out that shit is killing people and creating obesity and all this shit, you know what I mean? You put different regulations to curtail that process. That's all I'm saying.
Right. I get what you're saying, but what I'm saying is while we have these, why the anticipation regulations are there, we also what we're talking about is what you're talking about are situations that have defined outcomes and inputs. So if you don't make chicken farmers wash chickens before they're shipped, the possibility of having salmonella is very high. So people can get sick and die. Those are definite outcomes and definite inputs. When in regards to Twitter, this is not definite outcomes, definite inputs. And same thing with Facebook. Same thing with all these companies.
I don't know about that, man.
But it's true though. These are private companies that will do what they're going to do. Now, Parler is come up. They try to make all this drama like, oh, we've been kicked off all these servers, except now they have a new server. They're going to be fine. The reality is the market's going to dictate what's going to happen with this.
I guess, this is how you fix it. I mean, there should be a basic law. You can't incite violence. We can all agree with that, right? You can't threaten somebody online. You cannot.
But the problem,
you cannot advocate for violence. I mean, these are basic rules that should be followed. And yes, the company is policing themselves, but they're not policing it equally. Okay.
Whoa.
No, they're not, dude.
Yes. Okay.
No, how do you think Antifa organizer?
Like I said, though, nobody. Right, but the majority of Twitter users, Twitter is out to do what?
I know, but I'm saying there should be regulations.
No. Just like your business, you're out to do what?
Make money.
That's the whole fucking point. So tell somebody how to make less money so that it could be fair is anti everything that's Republican and anti everything that's capitalist.
Yeah, but there's regulations out there that actually help people, that keep us all safe. Okay.
Right. A lot of them were rolled back by the Republicans.
I know, but
now they want to add another one because it hurts their feelings.
What do you think there should be regulations?
In regards to what?
industry, just industry altogether. Food,
you know, but I think,
medicine.
but see, I believe in workers' rights. I believe in those type of things. The FDA is a necessary component because of what happened when it comes to poison, things of that nature. But I believe in workers' rights. Now, with regards to what a business can and cannot do, just like you said, I mean, like what we talked about earlier, when in regards to the Colorado bakery and the them not wanting to bake the cake for their supposed religious beliefs. What happens if Twitter just says, this is who the fuck we are. We believe more in left wing than we do in right.
That's fine.
You're gonna tell me what the fuck to do?
But don't incite violence. Don't advocate violence.
But see, Twitter's not, though. Twitter as a platform has never incited violence. And in reality, they've never really said which way or the other.
Then, they should be held accountable as publishers then. Roll back 230.
No, see, 230, that's also bullshit because the internet, that's a slippery slope with the internet. That is just another way to backdoor the internet to control it. You gotta remember, the internet is the Wild West. It needs to be left as the Wild West because as soon as they start coming up with 230, they're publishers, that's when the internet will be cornered, and that's when everyone's going to have a master in this situation. You start defining rules on the internet, then that's whenever we're fucked. The internet should never be regulated. The internet should be free reign to everyone. So if you want to have crazy ass right-wing beliefs, go for it. Left-wing beliefs, go for it. You want to fucking look at cats all day, go for it. We cannot. This is the Wild West of the internet.
Can we get together? Can we get together and plan to take over the Capitol?
Okay,
did that on the internet.
I hate to throw this at you, but Twitter and several other things were involved in the Arab Spring. They were involved in several insurrections that were actually good for countries.
Oh, what insurrection? Oh, I'm sure they weren't good for those governments.
No, it was good for countries but they were debilitating governments. What I'm telling you is when it comes down to it, you're going to tell me.
And insurrections and insurrection.
Okay, wait. So in Egypt, the Arab Spring that occurred in Egypt, when they were using Twitter to coordinate, they were coordinating protest, not violence.
All right, cool.
That was a good tool. So what I'm telling you is Twitter and these companies, bar none, are private companies. That's it. They will do what they want to do. If Parler wants to come up, they can. And I guarantee you, they already got several hosting. This
I'm not worried about Parler. I don't give a shit about Parler.
But that's what I'm saying. But that's all these different media companies. They're just going to serve everyone else. There's the Fox News, right? And OAN. And then there's CNN and MSNBC. Are you telling me now that CNN needs to be made to be Fox News? Then what the fuck are you talking about with Twitter then? Then what the fuck are you talking about with Facebook then?
No, I'm
going to make Fox News.
If Tucker Carlson got on the air and
those two fucking incited more people than anybody else.
If Tucker Carlson got on the air and said, "Hey, let's go beat up an Antifa guy and take a picture of it and put it online," you're inciting violence. Okay,
he did.
No, he did
several times. That's all he does all day long.
Now you're
he
crazy.
Posts pictures of Antifa.
Oh, really? That's great. Oh, wow. Really? I haven't seen that.
Actually, no. He got. Did he get? Remember his little hiatus for his racial epithets?
If he did that, okay.
Yeah. Remember that? So he did do that. Actually,
he did do what?
He had to take a 2-week hiatus or a couple of weeks off because of his racial issues, talking like racist things, and people busted him on it. So he kind of did do that, bro. Yeah.
He did what?
Okay, so Tucker Carlson got in trouble and had to be off air for he was on a forced vacation for a month to let it blow over when he said maybe racist he went to
Vermont to go ski.
No, it was racist. So no, that's what your boy did. Dude, I'm sorry, man. Okay. But you're trying to give everybody participation trophies.
No,
horrible example.
But what I'm saying is, if you incite violence, if you threaten somebody, if you if you're a horrible person, you want to hurt somebody else, get off.
Like Trump.
Okay? Get off.
Like Trump.
Exactly. That's why he's not on Twitter anymore. Right. See, get off.
Right. So they did the right thing then. Then they did the right thing.
They don't do it to everybody else.
Like who?
Some Antifa people. Okay. I sent
Who's
you guys
this evil Antifa person?
I sent
Who's the
you
evil
guys-
Antifa person? Let me know who that is.
I'll name him on. I'll put him on name, man.
Yeah.
I sent
fucking
you
dox him.
guys. I sent you guys a picture.
Yeah, don't do that. Let's
I
not
sent
get
you
into
guys
that.
I sent you
Edit.
guys a picture
Yeah.
of a guy
Hold on.
saying. I sent you guys a video, didn't I?
Which one?
It was a video of the Antifa people spraying
pepper-
bayonets into the
Pepper spraying.
protesters. Yeah.
that was,
And then I sent you guys a comment somebody put on there. Okay.
I don't
And
remember
that
seeing
person was advocating for violence,
Right.
but he wasn't taken off.
Right.
Okay. Why?
Well, okay.
Why
Well, I
is
hate
it
to
double
break.
standard?
Okay. Well, except for there's probably several thousand people who advocate for violence on Twitter and don't get
Exactly.
taken off either.
Exactly. They
On
should-
the right end.
yeah.
On both ends.
Right,
You know
yes.
why? Because there's only so many
They can't
bots
find
and
all of them.
algorithms to find them all. So if you find one example out of how many users on Twitter? Something like 150 million just in the United States alone. So you find one example out of that 150 that wasn't caught by a logarithm. Come on, because people can't monitor it. That's the other problem.
Oh, okay. That's very
So
interesting.
when it comes down to it, so there's plenty on both sides that get away with shit. Twitter and them, they are companies
Well,
made to
they
make
should
money.
be. Hey,
Huh?
you know what? If the FDA can come down on me for finding one little microbe,
FDA.
okay, on a fucking table that was in the corner somewhere, they can find
Except
one
that
fucking
guess what?
person in this
Except what-
sea of people.
No,
okay?
they cannot, because guess what? There's not 150 million pharmacies like you that they have to be involved in. That's what I'm telling you. So if
I have to find one little amoeba, one little bacteria in a space in a 20,000 square foot space. Okay.
but also what you do, guess what, bro? The other thing, what you do
Yeah.
is important.
Yeah, of course I'm important.
No. What you do is important. What you do is imperative. Twitter is not imperative to our society.
It is imperative because you
No, it's not. It's just
incite
because guess what?
riots.
Hey,
It hurts people's livelihoods.
guess what you do? Guess what you do if you don't want to deal with Twitter anymore? It depends on. Here. I'll do a walkthrough.
All right.
It
Delete
depends
your,
if you have
yeah.
Apple or if you have Android. I'm gonna do the Apple one. So
Cool.
you just hold your screen down, right?
Alright.
You hold it on one of the things, and then all the little things start shaking, right?
All
And you
right.
hit X, and it
Alright.
says, "Do you want to delete this app?" And you hit delete, and
Oh,
guess
that's
what?
how you do it.
You never fucking hear about Twitter again,
Really?
do you?
Dude? So
That's the solution, bro.
oh,
There
dude,
you go.
so
Whereas
Okay.
if you fucking give somebody, let's say something comes out incorrect from
yeah,
a place like yours,
yeah.
they die.
So you're
A
saying
little different.
that if I see a mob in front of my business, they're about to attack it, all I have to do is press that little X on my phone and they go away?
Okay.
Oh,
Well, first off,
okay.
First off,
Awesome.
no. That's not the same thing. What I'm talking about is if you don't want to deal with Twitter, you turn it off.
No, I don't want to deal with the fucking followers in my business. So how do I fix that shit?
Who the fuck's a follower in your business? Give me a
No,
fucking
dude,
break.
I'm talking. I'm
Goddamn, I mean,
speaking on
come
behalf.
on.
I'm speaking
Come
on
on.
behalf of the business owners in Portland, Oregon, who are constantly being attacked by
That no.
left-wing
Now
and
that's mismanagement by the city of Portland.
No,
And
they're
guess what
being
those individuals
organized.
need to do? Those individuals need to leave Portland, just like those people are leaving California, just like people are leaving New York.
Why
That's
should
why
I
they-
have to leave my livelihood over these?
Guess what?
goons?
Sometimes that's what it takes.
How are
Life
they-
must move on.
No, dude, how are
That's
they?
it.
How are they organizing?
Hey, all I
What
know
platform are they
is,
using?
hey, you're talking to a first generation immigrant here. We didn't like what we were fucking dealing with, and we fucking left. That is the way of the world. It has always happened. Migrations of shit. If there's a drought where you're at, do you fucking sit there? No, you get the fuck out of there. That's the way nature has done it forever.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I don't understand. I don't get it. I mean,
It's the thing
why-
about it.
Okay,
If you migrate,
yeah,
so animals do it. You go from one place with less resources to the ones that are better resources for you, unless you want to shut the fuck up and deal with the situation you're at. So that's what
So-
happens.
you're okay with this?
That's
cities burning.
natural. That's a natural order of life.
What?
How do you make it better
in American life?
in everyone's life? asshole.
No, you don't. No,
Yes.
this doesn't happen for 86 consecutive days in Portland.
Well, dude,
People are just
that's
riding
what,
and burning
that's why.
businesses down.
Okay. Well, then get the fuck out of Portland, right? I didn't stay. I didn't stay where people were getting.
Or you can
shot all
remove
the
their
time.
resources.
Huh?
Or you can remove their resources.
Right. Which is you leaving.
No.
Yeah. That's the same fucking thing, bro.
Remove their platforms, remove their fucking freedoms. I don't know. Fix it.
Oh, here we go, Gestapo.
That's right.
Anyways, moving on, because I think we could just characteristically just beat the shit out of each other for the next 7 fucking weeks with this shit. I mean, this seriously is just like, this is like the end of Rocky. Me and you are, I'm Rocky, you're Apollo, and we're just fucking laying into each other. And we all know I'm going to eventually win because I have better cardio. But in the end, it doesn't matter, because the really important fucking thing we need to be worried about was the shit they slid in to that stimulus bill.
Yeah.
Once again.
So what's the timeline on that, Ben?
It's 180 days, guys. I gotta fucking talk about.
Wait,
from the passage.
Back to that analogy, I'm more like Drago. All right.
You still got your ass whooped. You still got fucked up. You still got fucked up.
He dies.
You still got messed up. You're a racist. I know what you do, Drago. I bet you want to be Drago.
All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So,
stimulus, got it.
Continuing in the stimulus, guess what it included? It included a disclosure clause in regards to the information for UFOs. They have 180 days from that shit was signed to disclose all the information regarding UFOs. So, guys, this is the real deal. Okay, because guess what? While we all hear bitch and moan about whether Twitter lets us play with our balls, or Trump, or a bunch of fucking like undereducated morons storm the Capitol, the reality is we're about to fucking learn about aliens, and that is way more important, because guess what? They don't care about us. They don't care about our simpleton fights. I think that, guys, I'm telling y'all, this is really the year for disclosure, and we all called it, right? We all said that around the horn, we're gonna have disclosure this year. What do y'all think?
Matter of fact, I think I even said March.
Yeah, you did. You fucking gonna get it.
So depending on how quickly this thing passes,
right? Well, what month did you say, Rick? I think I said September. Me and you had the same month, didn't we?
August or September, one like that.
Yeah, I think both me and you both said September, but B might dude. March is the end of the. No. June would be the end of the 180 days. So you're out of there, B.
Holy shit, dude.
Man.
By June, think about it. By June this year, we could be talking about aliens. Well, this could be episode, at this point, it would be episode something. You know what?
Dude,
probably
we went from like insurrection to aliens.
That's how
like as being the main news. Wow.
And that's the real news. Think about it. What happens if all this bullshit is just fodder to get ready for our new overlords? I mean, it's fucking for real, man. These guys don't have to start talking about it.
This is just the training phase.
I mean, think about it. Where are they coming from? Are they coming from other dimensions? Are these fuckers coming from the sea?
I think other dimensions.
Yeah, man.
Honestly, my theory is that they're already here and they've always been here. It's like a radio analogy, right? You turn the dial, you hit a different frequency, but all those waves are there already. We're just tuned into different ones. They exist among us. Cause I don't know, like, you know what I mean? Like there's alien life on Venus, allegedly, we talked about in another podcast. You know, we're talking about microbes or whatever. So I don't know, to actual travel across distance in a metal ship and be a physical being. I'm not so sure that that's how it works. It could.
I imagine.
I think it's more of a. I think it'll blow our fucking mind to what the actual nature of it is. I don't think it's something that we could have conceived with the information that we've collected over these fucking however many millions of years we've existed as a species. I think it's a completely different way of looking at reality, and that's what I think they are. That's what I think the phenomena is. That's why the gravity doesn't make sense. That's why, you know what I mean? I think it's like they're thousands of years beyond what we're capable of, and we just get like little glimpses and peaks. And yeah, man. So we'll see. I don't know what I don't know if this will be the big shebang, the big reveal, but I definitely think that they're hiding this shit for a reason, and they've been hiding this shit for a reason. So whatever information that we get is gonna probably be pretty significant at this point. And I didn't believe it for a long time, like all through the fucking 90s. And even though I loved looking into this shit and it was fun, I never really thought that it would come to this point, to be totally honest. Because of the way everything is now and because of the last couple of years, I honestly think that there's information that we're going to get that's going to blow our fucking mind. And I really do think that. I don't know.
Yeah, I always think when it comes to aliens, I always think about this episode of Tales from the Crypt that I remember watching back in the 90s.
Wonderful show.
Yeah, it was an awesome show.
God, don't get me started.
That was one of the best shows out there.
It was an episode where aliens show up and they want to take a certain group of people to go eat, and the world has to vote on it, on whether these people will be taken to the aliens to go eat. And anyway, I kind of picture
where'd they go?
They would take them to their spaceships, and they took them up to their planet to go eat them.
Oh, to eat them. I thought you said they were going to take them to go eat.
They're going to take them to Chang.
It's like, that's right.
Human Chang, Anyway, I kind of picture that would probably be the case where they like a certain group of people and they want to eat them, and people are going to vote. Like they're just going to take Mexicans and be like, "Oh, we like Mexican food," and then the whole world has to vote on it. They're going to vote us out, basically.
Oh, we would get voted out. We would so get voted out. We're the first ones getting eaten.
Yeah,
I have to agree. I have to agree with the extra dimensional thing. I think with like the distance in space, I just don't think it can be transversed like what we think the way space can be transversed. So I think if something visits us, it's because it literally jumps from one dimension to another. The reality is, it's just like I think the cave analogy has always been the greatest thing I've always liked, from Socrates, where basically you have, people in a cave tied up and they're facing one direction and they're sitting behind a rock. And on the other side of the rock, there's a fire. And there's individuals like basically playing off the fire's shadows in front of the people that are held hostage. And so these people that are held hostage think like, holy fuck, there's these giants. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because you see how big the shadows are that are cast by the flame. And it throws off, basically, it's just an idea of perception. And I think that that's what reality really is that we only see what we can possibly see. But right next to us, there could be a whole civilization. I think the Orville was really cool. It's a sci-fi show that what's his name that made Family Guy. He made, and they were visiting, kind of doing light travel, and they got stuck, and they accidentally got stuck in a 2D universe. Below them was a completely two-dimensional universe, and so their existence, because they were in like kind of a like some type of like photonic bubble. So it didn't disturb the 2D existence, but they were still in 3D, but they were in some type of. So I think that that's really where it is. I think extra dimensional things. I think there's an infinite amount of universes, and there's an infinite amount of dimensions, and I just think we all swirl in and out. And so the people that figure out how to jump from one to the other, that's technology. So yeah, I kind of go with that.
I mean, I wonder, like, when we see pictures of UFOs, just swirling around, what kind of physics are they using to be able to maneuver through, to maneuver against gravity that way?
Well, what happens if they don't have to use physics, though? What happens if they basically create subspace, or they're actually in their own dimension? Well, imagine, exactly. I mean, fuck, I don't know. But that's what I'm saying. Like, imagine if they're actually in their own dimension and we're just seeing like the shadows. We're seeing what we think we can see because of the reflections. Maybe this is mass energy signatures that somehow transverse space and time, and they warp reality in the sense that we can even see it occurring. I mean, it's crazy, man. But I'm telling you, this year, guys, we could really hear some fucking wild shit about aliens. And to me, it's awesome.
Jimmy Carter's, when he was first elected, he said that he was going to be releasing all the information that the government had on UFOs. And the military stopped him, or the Pentagon stopped him and said, don't do it because it's a threat to national security.
Yep.
How can it be a threat to national security?
I bet you a lot of it had to do. I think there's probably some UFOs probably related to our security, like like test aircraft and like shit like that. But also, I think when it comes down to the alien question, we really have to be prepared for the reality that a lot of individuals will not handle this very well.
Oh no, because we handle everything so well the last couple of years.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, think about it.
Really handled this pandemic real well. We really handled this presidential election. We handled that great. So yeah, I have all the faith in the world in the American public that we'll handle this alien disclosure.
Think about breaching somebody that concept.
We'll take it in stride.
Yeah. Think about, let's say you breach someone who just a simple church going or mosque going or temple going individual who believes in God, and you just have to come out to him and say, hey man, everything you believe is not what you believe. We exist in a unparalleled dimensional reality that intersects and crosses each other, and basically everything that you believe is real can be real, but is also fake at the same time. And essentially you're just a finite point in something that's completely interchangeable at any point in time.
So you're saying that I'm irrelevant.
Yeah. Well, beyond that, I mean, think about trying to explain that to somebody. Try to tell someone, hey, guess what? There's a piece of shit. Yeah. And there's an infinite, I mean, you're Rick and Morty. You know what I'm saying? There's an infinite amount of Ricks right now, some that are lizard people and some that are, liberals.
Dude, that's funny, man.
But that's a reality. So yeah. the multiple dimensions. So to imagine explain that to somebody, like you exist everywhere and at all times in every single thing. And that you and your existence, I mean, it's almost fucking mind melting. So yeah, I don't know, man. So yeah, imagine telling people that shit.
I would just want to go back in time to make it a state finally,
And that's awesome.
I could have made it a state, man. I could have made it a state. I'm sure I could have.
You could have.
Like Al Bundy scored 4 touchdowns and one. What was the?
No, it was the baseball, right? No. Remember that
Al Bundy? Remember he scored?
Oh yeah.
That's a Napoleon Dynamite reference.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome.
Uncle Rico. Yeah,
Uncle Rico.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. But think about it though. Think about explaining that to somebody. Explaining that to just that person who goes to fucking Sunday mass in Appaloosa, Kansas, or some place.
They probably wouldn't care, man. They'd be like,
they would shit their fucking pants because they'd be like, hey guys, guess what? There's an infinite amount of you doing something slightly different and the same everywhere. And the aliens that come visit us, they're from that dimension.
Dude, Arbel had this thing on one of his shows where one of his guests supposedly traveled through different dimensions, through different scenarios in time.
Right.
And this person would say that, yeah, with this mechanism, they would travel to Virginia in another dimension, and it was overrun by swastikas everywhere.
Christ.
Yeah.
It was that. Wait. Was that you? Did you call in?
Dude, that's my fantasy.
Yeah. That was just
that's more of a Republican thing.
No, that's a Franco thing. You need to say Franco, Pendel.
Why Franco?
Because he's Spanish. At least you can get some fascism from the right part. But
anyway, so that was one thing that So yeah, there's the point of this guy was he was saying there's infinite dimensions everywhere. This concept that's been around for a while now.
It really has.
Yeah,
and it's kind of looking like that's really what it fucking is. I mean, we got unexplained mass in the universe. We have all these things. Like now there's a fucking issue where apparently like certain rogue galaxies don't follow the concept of gravity.
Yeah,
this is that new thing. It just popped up. They fucking said like, oh, hey guys, guess what? We just got some galaxies that just basically fucking do whatever they want to do.
And maybe we'll tease that. I think, I came across a story like actually this afternoon, so I didn't really have time to really look at it and put it on this show. Plus, obviously, we had a little bit to talk about this time. But yeah, maybe next episode 31, we'll do a little research and cover that. But
yeah, episode 31 will be a little bit more fucking relaxed, hopefully, unless we have a full out fucking thermonuclear war.
We always say that every episode, but then all of a sudden,
our next episode might be the day before or the day of the inauguration.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
That should
we may be reporting from shortwave, guys. Might be just recording of our maydays to each other.
If you're listening to this, you are the resistance.
Yeah, hey, and we'll try to get that frequency out as soon as we can. We'll once we establish. You know what? We may be trying to establish that.
Oh, we're gonna be ham radioing and talking to each other.
I'm building a tower in my backyard right as we speak. So,
but
you know that the HOAs can't do anything to you if you do that.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I've always wanted to fuck with that, but I don't know.
Yeah, man, you can put a tower because you're allowed by state law to do that.
But I'd only be able to call y'all, so it'd be kind of weird. Hey guys, where I can just hit my cell phone. But I guess when society falls,
you know what? It might not be a bad idea to get both of those set up, so where like we continue the podcast, but then it just starts getting crazy on all the shows. We start promoting. Like, yeah, you can find us on shortwave.
No, that's when we go to the compound.
Dude, that'd be fucking cool.
No, that's when we just go to our compound. Remember,
dude? I've always had like kind of a little fascination with that shit. If we do have a compound, we're putting in a fucking tower and we're doing shortwave. Oh yeah,
we're gonna like echo out like you can hear us.
I don't know. There's something so to me, like there's something so romantic about a fucking shortwave. Just some fucking guy going crazy, wanting to tell everybody about the fucking aliens, and he's sitting in his basement on shortwave radio, and there's like 3 people that get it, and they're like, "This fucking guy, he knows he's on."
You watch too much. Pump up the volume.
Check out check out this. I heard these weird fucking noises coming out of a Russian fucking bruh, and it's like these weird like pattern of blips and shit, and he's starting to go nuts about it. Anyway, that's just my fantasy.
Hey guys, guess what? So whenever this shit blows up, just remember you can hit us on Instagram, or you can find us on 1,455 megahertz. Oh shit! Either way, but yeah, guys. So yeah, maybe we'll dive into some wild shit next week, guys, because I know we were just this has been a fucking this has just been a lot of shit this last.
It's like this was the sentiment that I had last week was like I very much want to. Obviously, this show is based on it's a political show at the end of it, but I do want to cover like other shit. You know what I mean? Like I see all these stories. Like I want to get more into like what's going on in fucking Europe right now. Like I want to expand it out, but we can't because there's too much shit going on every single day.
We're the world reality show.
Every single day there's something new. And so we can't get off of this shit. But hey, that's what it is right now. Maybe in 2 years, shit calms down. Skip the Noise will have a more diversified approach to the stories we cover. But for now, it's fucking Trump, what kind of deodorant Trump puts on, because this is the official vaccine / Trump podcast at this point.
He's an old Spice man.
Hey, he's to our credit, we didn't mention vaccines until I just did. So
good going.
That's good. I'm sure we'll cover it next time.
I don't worry about it. Everyone will be lizard people by next week anyway.
Before we kind of start working into the closing this up, I do want to mention, and I posted this on the Instagram, that hey, Mexican Nostradamus, you came through, brother.
Yes,
well, pretty much. So it was episode 21. We were talking about what happens if Trump gets shut down. Well, he fucked the whole game plan all along. He's going to start his own media right. So sure enough, he gets banned for all this shit, and he says it himself out of the horse's mouth. I'm going to start my own shit, blah, blah, blah. So boom, credit to Mexican Nostradamus for floating that idea. I mean, obviously we all backed it. It wasn't like we thought he was crazy. That was something that seemed very logical.
I always
very typically does think I'm crazy.
That's we do think that. That's another story. I'm saying in this particular incident, we rode with the idea because absolutely makes a shitload of sense. And sure enough, it looks like it's probably what's going to happen. So props to Mexican Nostradamus for hitting the nail on the head one more time.
I do my best.
He does a pretty damn good job, man. I don't know. I don't see a whole lot of other podcasters so aggressively boast their prediction skills and then backing it up. I just don't. I don't see YouTube content creators such as Kaiva. We haven't posted you in a while.
She don't even put the bathing suit on. If
Haven't
I'm
really
wrong, I'll
known.
put my bathing suit on.
And not only that,
I'm
but
not
I don't
worried.
know. In my personal opinion, her output is getting a little weirder as
A tad.
video by video. It keeps getting a little weirder. So
I think she feels the heat from our.
I think so. I think she's like, you know
listeners.
what? I'm not going to go legit. I think Skip the Noise has kind of plugged the market on that one. I think I'm just going to go crazy and batshit. So I think that's what her. That's exactly. She just kind of she saw where we were going with the ball, and she just moved out of the way. So
it's good for her.
Good for her.
She saw the future, and she had to move out of the way.
Yeah, making a business decision. I can't fault you for that, Kaiva. But we'll check in with her. Like I said, if we can make these episodes a little more fun, we will.
And we will. We will. I think we're gonna need a veer until I think we're gonna have a good. Maybe we'll have some breather episodes where we just kind of go off and do some wild shit, guys. Maybe just talk about some more space highways and. Exactly. And then the Kardashians getting divorced just to fuck around. But
yeah, we'll do some celeb gossip to lighten.
We should definitely do some celeb gossip. Or we can comment about the newest 600-pound life or 1,000-pound sisters because I love that fucking shit.
I love that.
Dude, the
600-pound sisters.
No. It's called 1,000-pound sisters. It's the greatest show ever.
Dude,
One chick weighs 6 bills, the other one weighs 4 bills, and they're fucking kooky, dude. I love that shit.
So a combined weight of 1,000 pounds.
Sisters.
Oh,
yeah,
man,
bro. They had to weigh them at like metal companies because like regular scales can't hold them. So
they have to go through the freeway, the truck stop, or the weighing stations for trucks or whatever.
Basically, dude, they have to put them on them. It's fucking nuts. I love it. It's the greatest thing ever. That and it's my 600-pound life, bro. Fuck off. You know what? You guys want
quality.
perspective? Watch that shit. As soon as it's over, you're gonna fucking hug whoever you love and be like, my life is so much fucking better than I ever knew.
I feel so skinny.
Yeah. No, I watch Hoarders for that reason. Hoarders because my house is so dirty, man. And then I watch Hoarders. I'm like, that's not that bad.
Exactly. I fucking love Hoarders. I love that fucking show, dude.
Rick's wife starts giving him shit for how dirty. Like, no, hold on. He's got it queued up, ready.
Look. It could be worse.
Like,
is he getting condemned? Are we getting condemned? Are the walls falling apart?
Do we have roaches behind our pictures? No.
Is there rat feces everywhere? Then fuck. They're pretty clean to me.
Is there two dead cats under the couch that we forgot existed?
Oh man.
So, and you just give yourself a high five in front of her, like, there. What do you guys say now?
I don't even remember getting that cat.
Yeah, fuck it. I mean, do we have 15 bags of dog food stacked up against the wall? No, we're fine. And we don't even have a fucking dog.
We have Time magazines from 1968.
Right.
Yeah, that I do have.
Holding up our ceiling. I mean, fuck.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys. So in retrospect.
Even when after they clean up the house, you still see that stain on the walls where like the trash used to be.
Oh, I know.
You're like
the high watermark.
Yeah, that watermark, but it's all trash.
Have you ever seen the one where they had to like demo the house? Like it was just not savable. Oh, dude, yeah. There's one where they had to burn the house because of all the rat and
with all the trash
and piss from human feces, animal feces was everywhere. It literally rot the house. They had to bulldoze it.
Shit, dude.
Just letting you know, guys, reality TV is completely where it's at. Greatest thing ever. But so
don't give up on that.
Don't give up on that. Because guess what? Perspective is everything. And if you're not 600 pounds or you're getting evicted from your house because you hoarded, you're doing okay.
Yeah. Is it really that bad?
Take
Probably
a deep
not.
breath. And in the end, skip the fucking noise. Listen to us. We got some fun shit coming up next ride.
Absolutely. See you next week. Take care, guys.
See you next week.